on the list, and we're going to be ranking them from how much aura you actually lose by doing these things, right? So 0 aura loss, pretty self-explanatory. You're chilling, all the way up to brutal evisceration. Your aura's gone.
Okay.
Over, pack it up, because you gotta this is where there's another guy she knows. And why does everybody who video, if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing.
Like I said, hit that, bro.
You guys just kind of get into it, right? If this happens in front of her, one thing leads to another, and you guys just start pounding on each other, but then he lands the KO, and you just fall flat on the ground, right? If this happens in front of her, I'll tell you guys what's gonna happen, because I've seen situations like this so much. The girl always tries to de-escalate and stop the fights. The problem when they do that is they get to watch the whole thing, so there's a chance that you lose. So like, if I ever get into a fight, or if any of you ever get into a fight, which I don't recommend, but anything can happen these days, why would you let your girl sit there and watch? Like, the first thing I would think about is getting her out of there, right? Because if I get slumped out cold, I do not want her seeing that shit.
That is true, though.
They kind of just insist on staying and meowing and saying, "Oh, stop."
Meowing.
And, if you lose, she's gonna see it, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, are you okay?" and everything. But like deep inside, we know the primal response that comes with that, which is like kind of turn off, kind of a disgust. Because women are like survival.
What you doing if you get knocked out cold in front of your girl? I'm gonna say, baby, I love you. I'm gonna give her a hug. I enjoyed our relationship. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave you now before you leave me. I wish you the best in life.
You guys gotta understand.
That's really what I'm gonna do. Because she's gonna break with me eventually anyway. I'm just gonna get it over with.
Yourself, but helping her survive. Because if you lost a fight back in the day, they would take your land, they would take your women. Now it also works the other way. Because if you win a fight in self-defense, you just gained aura in her eyes. But let's think about this in a professional context, right? Losing a professional fight is definitely much less of an aura loss because you're competing at the highest level. Especially like if you're boxing or.
Yo, so what's the aura loss, nigga? You're yapping. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you're cooked.
A street fight or a bar fight or wherever most.
You lose a fight in front of a girl, she's gonna look at you as a woman at that point. She's never letting you hit again.
And get out of there, or get her out of there so you can lose with some honor. You know what I'm saying? All right, next up we have being around her too much. And actually, before
being around her too much, that's facts.
And he was talking about how being around chicks too much actually lowers sexual attraction, right? And much,
being around a girl too much lowers sexual attraction,
and it definitely does. Like when we're talking about a relationship, a woman is more likely to pick a guy that she knows over a guy that she doesn't know, given that they're both equal or similar looking. But the problem with being around her too much is, dude, I don't know what it is. You just kind of lose aura. Like with women, it's better to be more present in their imaginations than in their reality. Like it doesn't matter how good looking you are, how much of a Chad you are. I feel like being around them so much, where they're kind of like seeing you every day, and you guys are doing the same things together. It just kind of neutralizes you. Any edge that you
neutralizes you.
Nerfed a little bit. So this is why I always say, guys, like if you're in a relationship or if you're talking to a chick, you have to kind of just disappear a little bit sometimes. Like not being there.
Why are we listening?
Unless you're there.
Because I just listen to him because he's a red pill. I like listening to red pill niggas sometimes. Whereas I wish I knew other red pill niggas to watch, bro. Like just because like watching red pillars, it's just fucking funny, bro. Like, but I don't know any other red pill niggas, bro. I really don't.
Always available. I've said this before on the channel. That's where they start to get way too.
Nigga said watch yourself. Okay.
The saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So anyways, I'm gonna say that this is definitely a critical hit.
I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of right, but like it's not an aura loss by seeing a girl too much. Bro, seeing anybody too much, whether you're a man or a woman, obviously is gonna be less attraction because you're gonna get used to being around them. One of the best parts about being in a relationship, or not best parts, but like a thing that keeps a relationship healthy is like missing your partner. And you can't miss your partner if you're seeing her 7 days a fucking week. So you gotta kind of chill a little bit, so that way whenever y'all do see each other, it'll be better. This is not an aura loss. This is just like a thing in general. You shouldn't see anybody every day.
You want to manage your time with her. Now I get
Sounds like your parents, of course, and your siblings. Like only family.
You guys are living together, but if you're like,
what if y'all live together? Okay, if you live together, that's obviously different. We're talking about like strictly they don't live together. Obviously, if you live together, you're gonna see them every day. But at that point, like you're past the whole thing of like, if y'all see each other every day, it's gonna get boring. If you move in with somebody, but we see you every day. Nigga, am I your girlfriend? Are you fucking me?
Control how much you see her. Definitely be conservative with it. Okay, I'm not saying like don't see her at all, but like also don't see her every single day and spend every living second.
Okay, hold on. I keep pausing. In the perfect world for me, if I had a girl right now, I'll probably try to see her max like 3 times a week. I feel like 3 times a week is good. You know what I'm saying? I get my nut off 3 times a week. We can hang out 3 times a week. That's smooth. But I wouldn't want to see her fucking 7 days a week. I just wouldn't want to do it.
Relationships become depolarized, and if you guys notice, when a couple are way too familiar with each other and do everything together, they become more like besties than lovers, right? So I'm not gonna spend the life
next one, my nigga.
Dates, and everyone in there is winning every daytime. You guys might think that this is a joke. Yes, fuck. The link in the description. Guys, cold approaching, getting numbers, going on dates, and everyone in there is winning every single day. So if you want to join this,
I can imagine. Okay.
Community, check the link in the description. Watch the short video. I'll see you inside. Next up, we have seeing her in the daytime. You guys might think that this is a joke. What the fuck, dude? You're telling me that when I see her when the sun is out, it's gonna make any meaningful difference in how much aura I have? Actually, yes. Because think about it this way, dude. When you see her at like fucking 12 p.m., 1 p.m., you guys go out and get ice cream together. What are you really talking about? Like, there's something about seeing women in the daytime. First of all, when I go on these early dates, I don't even feel like flirting, dude. It's too early in the day to sexualize and show intent and flirt. You guys are probably having the most mundane NPC conversation ever. Like, oh, how's work yesterday? Oh, did you pay your bill? Oh yeah, mortgage prices in Canada are going through the roof. Like, you guys aren't making it man to woman if you're going on a daytime. I'm not saying you can't say this, you can, but generally speaking, daytime vibes aren't the right kind of vibes for like escalating and sexualizing and all that stuff. So there's just something
about this is really the red pill final boss. Bro, you can't see a girl during the day? What happened, bro? This nigga just said, if you see a girl during the day, what are you gonna talk about? Oh yeah, the bills are high. How was work yesterday? Nigga, y'all just vibing.
But seeing a
This
woman
nigga's
early in the
crazy.
daytime that kind of turns you into like
The
a friend
fuck?
zone. And I'm not even talking about this from a
Seeing a
coworker
woman in the
standpoint.
day makes you in the
Doing
friend
day game is
zone.
fantastic, right? You go, you get the number and shit. I'm talking about like spending time with her in the hours where you're probably supposed to be working or doing something. I feel like women are just better to see later in the day. Like I'm not completely against seeing her in the daytime, but if it was always up to me 100% of the time, I would definitely lean closer towards that.
Alright,
So,
gotcha.
you know, this isn't too bad of an oral loss. It's probably like really.
I'm gonna be honest, but like if it's like you're purely trying to get pussy, okay, kind of. But like for a girl, if you're like trying to have this girl be your girlfriend, ain't no wrong with seeing her during the day. Like you're only trying to crush, okay, then I kind of understand what you mean by like seeing her at night. But like I don't know. I don't know what
Realistically,
he
it's probably
means.
like here, but it's just my personal preference. This is where like
Nah, I
my
got
most
a code
awkward
already.
side comes out. Like when we talk about having high inhibition and being an overthinker, my biggest overthinking mode is like between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's I don't want to see women during that time. But then later on in the day, once I get my stuff done, once I kind of have some momentum, I just do way better. My conversations flow better, and I'm more charismatic and stuff. So yeah, next up we have being disrespected in front of
Nah,
them. Now,
being
dude,
disrespected in front
I
of
see
your
this
girl
a lot
is crazy.
with friends I have because here's a brutal truth about like being short and like kind of having a small frame and not looking very intimidating. Guys are gonna test you a lot, bro, especially in front of your girl. Like I was out last weekend with a friend, right? And like he's a
Right.
pretty short guy. He doesn't have the widest frame. And like he was with this girl, right? And he was just kind of dancing with her and shit. And like the level of disrespect some guys have, like even though people knew that this was his girlfriend, they would still go and shoot their shot while he was with her. It's so
What?
weird. And if they got separated for like 3 seconds, guys would go and hit on her. And you know, she's pretty attractive, so it makes sense. But like, dude, sometimes people just don't respect you, man. It's wild. Like I'm
I
pretty sure if
feel
he was
damn.
on
I really feel bad for y'all short niggas, bro. Yo, if you're sure your own friends are gonna hit on your girl because they don't respect you, this is why I only date ugly girls. Don't gotta deal with these peons. Yo, imagine your girl saying you saying a Twitch chat only date ugly girls. Yo, what is your girl gonna think after seeing that shit, bro?
and like huge guy,
That's
nobody
fine.
would try that shit. So that's why you kind of lose aura when that happens to you. How do you prevent it? You gotta stand your ground, bro. You gotta show these guys that you're not somebody to be fucked with. Like you can't just sit there and take.
You
it.
finna
Like,
take
what do you
my
do in that
girl.
situation? Well, there's not really much you can do.
Bro,
So
I would
just,
never.
you know, you
Niggas
kinda
is
gotta
why I
let
don't
him
fuck
do
with
it
you. I would
and
never
let
fuck
him
with none of
because
my
you don't want to
brothers.
come off as insecure, which is another thing that we're gonna talk about, and then start like
I'm not
getting mad and
class.
trying to fight the guy just for hitting on your girl. But like, let's say that you were with her, but let's say that you were actually seen with her and you guys were doing some shit, and then someone still hits on her. At that point, bro, you gotta stand on business, bro. You can't let someone do that to you. So in general, right,
Who?
being disrespected in front of women definitely decreases your aura. Like if you're the kind of guy that dudes pick on and shit, and you're in a group with women,
Word
and
not
they
asked
see
me
you,
if I
like,
wanted to
just
fuck
laughing
that,
soft
or if I
group,
would
it
fuck her
definitely
off
does
how she
reduce
looks. He
your aura
asked
a
me
lot.
that.
So
He asked me
I'm
first,
gonna have to say
nigga.
critical hit if I'm being honest. Next up, we have sliding in her DMs. I'm gonna say minimal. Honestly, you don't lose that much aura, but the
Yeah,
number
it's
of
fucking
girls I see
2025.
exposing these celebrities and athletes and big names for sliding in their DMs, it's like
Sliding,
I'm
I don't
great
really
at
give a
this
fuck
case,
about
but,
sliding
like,
in
she really
DMs.
likes you, but you can definitely noticeable. Next up, we have not showing intent. So you don't lose aura by not showing intent, but you can still end up friend zone. Because here's the thing, right? If you're talking to a girl and
Okay.
she really likes you and she finds you attractive, you not showing intent, you could leave that interaction and she'll be thinking, damn, I wonder what he thinks about me. He's so mysterious, blah blah blah. If she's
He's
really
so
high interest.
mysterious.
But if she was like medium interest, slightly high interest, but not like excessively high,
Why the fuck
and
are you
don't
live so
show
early?
intent, eventually over time,
I'm a
you
what's
could
it
end up in
called?
friend zone, but she doesn't know what you
I'm a
want.
blue
You haven't
collar worker
sexualized the
now.
interaction, and there wasn't a masculine to feminine polarity established, right? So you always want to show intent in some way. Am I saying show too much intent and overly
So wait,
compliment?
YCM, do you actually like on some real shit? Do you actually like date quote unquote ugly girls, or were you trolling?
No, but you gotta slide in a little compliment, a little touching, a little escalation. You gotta do something, bro. Because this is the biggest mistake guys make. They're so afraid of showing that they like the girl that eventually she just says, okay, well, I guess he's just a friend, and she puts you in the friend zone, right? So you don't want to make this mistake. Next up, we have NPC openers. If you guys watched my Tinder experiment,
What is an
video, you know,
NPC
I was just
opener?
reading through the text, and I noticed all of these guys are so unoriginal and so not unique. Like they're all saying
I
the same
don't
shit.
troll.
Hey, beautiful, how are you? Hey, Sabrina.
So are
how
you attracted to
Like,
them?
Can you think of a better opener, dude? I'm convinced that NPC openers are like one of the worst things you can do. Even if she likes,
I don't know what
you,
an NPC
like,
opener
what we
is.
have here, but he's made it.
This
a
is
fun
how I fool
interaction.
the internet.
That's okay. That's actually
It goes for
jealousy
8
I've mentioned
weeks.
100 times before. You know what I mean? Next up, we have showing any jealousy or insecurity. Brutal evisceration, 100% oral loss. Now, there's a caveat here. If you do this skillfully and you're able to demonstrate jealousy in this playful way where she knows like, okay, he's a little bit jealous, but he's made it a fun interaction, that's okay. That's actually going to be zero oral loss. But if you're actually like jealous and she feels that you're angry and emotional over something she did, like, how could you entertain this guy and talk to him? Or like, how could you do this when you know that that makes me feel insecure? Like, just anything like that brutally eviscerates your aura.
Nah, you're not
Because
lying.
I get it, man. Like in a relationship, you want to have boundaries and you want to tell her like, don't do this, don't do that. I'm not okay with this. But most of you guys aren't even in a really long-term relationship right now. And if you're dating a girl casually, you never want to make it more serious. In
Facts.
fact, she should be the one getting jealous and insecure over things you do. You shouldn't.
You dropping her
pay
knowledge
any
bomb.
attention to her life or what she's doing. What I do when I'm first talking to a girl is I just assume I'm probably not her only option, but I can't really control that. I'm gonna just be her best option.
That's
And when you have that
farther
kind of mindset,
escorted.
you
That's
behave
worse than
in
what I gotta do
ways
with me.
that are conducive
When
to
I
your
say
being
ugly, I don't mean like you. I don't mean like what you mean. I mean like they not what a man with motion would go after. That's straight up sexual harassment.
Man, without you even having to try. So I'm gonna just tell you guys the brutal truth. If you get jealous and insecure easily, especially in the initial stages of talking to a woman, don't show it. Act like you're chill, act like you're nonchalant. And if you're skillful with it,
don't. I hate that word nonchalant. That word's so cringy.
Never actually show it, because they will use it against you in the future too. Mark my words. Next up, we have.
All right, I'm gonna drop my knowledge bomb on this. This nigga was talking about a whole bunch of red pill shit with nonchalant. That doesn't matter. If you are talking to a girl and y'all are not dating, and you feel jealous about her like talking to another nigga, yo, swallow that shit and don't say a word to her. I promise you, if you show a girl that you're jealous in the early stages of talking like this nigga said, she's gonna view you as a fucking beta male who has no other options. And even if you are a beta male with no other options, you can't let her know that. So just pretend like, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do. And if she really respects you and fucks with you after she sees how you moving, she gonna drop all them niggas. I need a fucking bomb sound.
Crying. Now, I guess it really depends on what you're crying about, dude. If you're crying over some dumb shit like spilled milk or whatever, then yeah, this is a brutal evisceration of your aura. If you have like these man tears coming out of your eyes because something brutal,
I don't get girls to get women.
Brutal happened, probably lower, you know. But look, here's the thing, man. I'm conflicted because crying to women, as much as they say no, I want a guy who's vulnerable and shows his emotions and opens up to me, they get turned off by crying, regardless of the context, regardless of the situation. Is it a harsh truth? Yes. But you guys should see the number of like anonymous stories of these girls on the internet talking about how, you know, their husband or their boyfriend crying just completely turned them off and they can't see him the same way. It's definitely perceived as weakness by women, even though they're probably going to disagree and they're going to say, no, I actually like it, and it shows authenticity or whatever new buzzword they want to use. It definitely does make them lose aura. So let's just be safe and put it here in the middle, because context matters. But generally, yes, you are going to lose aura if you cry.
Nah, why this nigga on Katie's ass? You lied about getting head in the football game restroom. Is it the type of nigga to ask someone on the first date, what's your favorite position? Nigga, why do y'all really think that of me, bro? I'm not asking no girl that, bro.
Intonations. So when you're speaking to women, if you have like this gay best friend kind of tone where you're like talking like this, where you kind of sound like this, and you have like this upward tone with your voice, get ready to get friend zoned or gay best friend zoned. Because
what the fuck are upward annotations? I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. I don't know what that is, my nigga. But nah, I ain't gonna lie, crying in front of some girls, they probably will get turned off. But like, if it's a good woman, bro, she's not gonna give a fuck.
You wanna
I only date someone intention to marry, respect.
Delivery comes off as stronger and more masculine.
I don't know what upward annotations are. I don't know what that
means.
Next
up, we have apologetic language. Dude, this one is so common. You guys don't understand how many guys do this. Like, I feel like nowadays when guys talk to girls, they try way too hard to be respectful and like, I hope I'm not crossing any boundaries kind of mentality. And it's just gay, and women aren't gonna respect it, because a real man, like,
yo, this nigga begged me to get on bad and he's already rage baiting.
He wasn't worried about social norms and like being respectful and boundaries. Of course, you don't want to act completely autistic and just do the most outlandish shit. But this is what guys will do when they talk to women. They'll go, excuse me, sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if, like, I'm sorry, I know this is random, but like too much apologetic language.
Nah, that's just not true.
Apologize for talking to a girl. I hope you guys realize that. You can go and show your intent and stand by it and not have to like gesture back and be like, sorry to bother you, excuse me. Like, no, dude, you're a guy. Let your nuts hang a little bit. Stop using these overly apologetic and overly respectful terms. So that's like some new age feminist shit. This is feminist propaganda right here. Getting guys to walk on their tippy toes, walk on eggshells when talking to women. Okay, get rid of the apologetic language. And yeah, obviously that's gonna make you lose aura. So this is a critical hit. Next up, having no edge. So this is a nice segue from the last point. If you have
what the fuck are these points? I really just want to see red pill takes, bro. Like, I want to see red pills niggas takes about women.